This is my boss, Jonathan Hahn, a self-made millionaire. He's quite a guy. This is Mrs. H. She's gorgeous. What a terrific lady. By the way, my name is Max. I take care of them, which ain't easy, because their hobby is murder.
Thank you. Thank you. One of these days. How many did we play?
Too many. How about a drink?
Sure.
I got a feeling you've been practicing your backhand behind my back.
No, I just got lucky with a couple of shots, that's all. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Jonathan, Daryl. How's
Hey,
it go?
Tony, don't ask.
Don't ask. Not too good?
He's tough.
I know he's tough.
Give me a break.
You'll be better tomorrow.
See ya.
How about a drink?
It's a little early, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, John, I'll have orange juice, tall.
I'll have a short orange juice. Drop a double vodka in it.
We still on for the night?
Yeah, sure. Whatever Blair said.
How is she?
You know.
I wouldn't have asked if I knew.
Service is slow around here.
We just ordered. Something wrong?
Thirsty. Squeeze me another double, will you?
Thanks.
You might as well know, Jonathan. It's Blair and me. I don't know. When we get married, it was like a fairy tale. She was so beautiful. I know. She's still beautiful. But she's changed.
In what way?
You know how my family responded when they found out I was marrying this actress nobody, as they called her. They practically cut me out of the will. Said all she wanted was my money.
Did you believe that?
No, I didn't. Then. Now that some of the stardust is out of my eyes, I'm beginning to wonder. No, leave it.
Do you know where the tie is that goes with this suit?
Oh, please, darling. I bet I'm the only woman in America who waits for her husband to get dressed.
Well, I've always told you you're 1 in 100 million.
Oh. Oh. Darling. Is the tie you're looking for blue with little white polka dots?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Doesn't Max ever feed that dog? Well, what do you think? This?
Yes. No, please, darling, I don't want to be late. Blair sounded awfully nervous on the telephone.
Yeah, Daryl wasn't much better. The way he was talking sounded like that he and Blair weren't going to make it much longer. He's got this thing in his head that she's after his money. Well, what do you think? Thank you.
Now.
Would you get my cufflinks for me? They're in the top drawer over there.
Oh, Jonathan. I said I wanted to be... What's this?
That must be your anniversary present.
That's not for 3 weeks yet.
Well, then put it back in the drawer.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, great! Look at that! A cooking timer. How sensible!
Well, it's true, it only lasts for an hour. But if you look a little deeper, you'll find something for the long run.
Oh, Jonathan.
You like it?
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It has a quartz crystal.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it only loses 5 seconds a year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. In that case, we're later than I thought.
Shall I keep Mr. Craddock's dinner warm, ma'am?
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you.
Well, you know, someday they're going to write a cookbook, especially for wives who have to reheat the dinner 3 times.
Thank you for trying. But I don't think Daryl's gonna make dinner.
Well, maybe he got tied up in a business conference.
This has nothing to do with business.
You don't mean there's another woman?
I only wish there were. No, my rival is anything that's 100 proof.
I'm sorry.
The Craddocks finally won. They just kept hammering away. Every time I even spoke to another man or smiled at him, Daryl accused me of having an affair. And then he got tired of fighting. Now he just stays away and drinks.
Will you be taking coffee in the living room?
Yes, thank you, Margaret. Did the Brentwood Patrol call back?
Oh, no, they haven't. Shall I try them again?
Please.
Thank you for the dinner. What's this about the Brentwood Patrol?
Didn't I tell you? We had a break-in about a month ago.
No, you didn't.
And there have been other incidents. Prowlers, phone calls at odd hours.
How frightening.
Yes, it is. That's why I resent Daryl's never being around anymore. He knows how terrified I am of being alone.
Blair, why don't you spend the night at our house?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I just need to relax a little.
How long have you been taking those?
It's just a little something for my nerves. Don't worry, I haven't become one of those yet.
Boy, do I feel sorry for her. Isn't it a beautiful night?
Darling.
What?
why don't you slide over and you drive tonight?
Oh, all right.
Because it'll give me a chance to look at you.
Oh, Jonathan.
And you know how much I love to look at you. Then I can kiss you, have my arms around you,
Oh, I see.
and touch your eyes.
Oh, yes. Oh, Jonathan, I wish you'd told me before we left the house. We could have avoided such a delay.
I'd climb the highest mountains, cross the widest spaces, just to hold you in my arms.
Jonathan! Jonathan! Oh, are you all right?
Yeah. Thanks. What's this? A class ring.
A burglar from Yale?
Will that be enough ice?
Yes, thank you.
Jonathan, I am so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. It's just a lucky thing we were here.
I just don't know what people are supposed to do anymore.
Don't you have an alarm system?
Yes, when it works. They send a repairman out, he leaves, and it goes dead. I've even taken to keeping a gun next to my bed. Who's there?
It's all right, Mrs. Craddock. It's only me.
Take it easy, Blair.
That does it. You're coming home and spending the night with us.
Oh, now, Jonathan, it isn't me.
Yes, it is. I'll go upstairs with you and help you pack. You're coming home.
I'm gonna go out and take a look around, darling. I'll meet you at the car. Don't be too long.
We will. I just feel so stupid. Don't be silly. We're your friends.
No. Margaret, I think you should stay at your place tonight. I'm going to spend the night at the Harts.
Now, why don't you go get ready? I'll help Margaret lock up. Shall we?
Margaret? Jennifer? Jonathan? Hello? Stop. Whoever you are, stop. Stop, or I'll shoot. Stop or I'll shoot! Mrs. Craddock, no! It's Daryl! No!
All right, wait. Let's take this one step at a time. Now, you and Mrs. Hart were locking up.
And we heard Mrs. Craddock calling out.
Yeah, well, go on.
Well, we came out into the hall. I turned on the light, and we saw Mr. Craddock standing there on the stairs.
Saw him? You mean you recognized him? Before the shot?
Yes.
Lieutenant, believe me, it was very dark. We only got a glimpse of him for a split second.
Well, how about you, Mrs. Craddock?
I don't know. I was so frightened.
Give the lady a break, Lieutenant. She's not going anywhere.
Blair, are you all right?
David.
And who are you?
David Craddock, the victim's brother.
Jonathan, Jennifer, thanks for calling. Considering the circumstances, I don't think you should say anything until you've been properly advised.
It's all right. I have nothing to hide.
Lieutenant, would you excuse us, please?
Sure.
Let's go upstairs. Margaret, would you bring up a cup of tea?
Certainly, Mrs. Hart.
Margaret.
It's been a long night for everybody, Lieutenant. Why don't we end it?
It's okay by me. I'm not going anywhere either.
You mind if I take a look at him?
Not if he doesn't.
Darling, this doesn't make any sense. Why would Daryl pretend to break into his own house?
I don't know. Unless he was planning to kill Blair.
What?
Yeah, I'm a little shocked myself. On the other hand, maybe Blair beat him to the punch. What do you think?
Well, I was right there. It was very dark. Daryl never said a word. And anyway, why? Why would they have to resort to that? If they weren't getting along, Daryl could certainly afford a divorce.
Yeah, financially, yes. But wouldn't it be a lot easier to have the lady killed by a prowler than admit to Mommy and Daddy that he'd made a big mistake?
There's only one problem.
What's that?
This scheming husband you've concocted is dead, right? Darling. If you were going to kill me, how would you do it?
Don't worry, darling. You'd never feel a thing.
I wouldn't?
I'd do it when you were asleep. Good night, darling.
Ah, thank you. Ah, isn't it a beautiful day?
Yes, it is. Thank you so very much for getting me out of the house.
It's good for you.
Claire, how are you?
Hi, Diane.
Well, we haven't seen you since,
Since I killed Daryl.
Blair, I don't think she really meant that.
The police have accepted it, but the press will not leave me alone. Society actress murders wealthy husband by accident.
Look, it's only been a few weeks. People will forget in time, I promise you.
Will they?
I'm sorry. I know how terrible it is for you.
Well, there has been one silver lining. You and Jonathan have been so dear.
Oh,
And then David.
David. David Craddock?
Well, don't look so shocked. Nothing's happened. He's just been very supportive. And believe me, up against that family, I need an ally.
Cheers.
Hey, Tony. How are you? Hi there, Jonathan.
Hello, David. Excuse me a second.
Hey, you wouldn't be able to squeeze me in this afternoon, would you?
Book solid.
Well, how about Thursday?
Doesn't look too promising.
Well, I'll just check back next week, huh?
How'd you do that?
Say, Jonathan, what do you say we get together for a couple of sets sometime?
Why not?
I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Hi, Tony. Say, how long do you think it would take you to fix my erratic forehand?
I'd say about 20 minutes or so. And then maybe after that we could play a little tennis.
Oh, you're terrible.
Yeah, and you've been talking to Mrs. Feingarten again. Got a half open at 3:30. Okay?
Great.
Okay?
Okay.
Tony. How come you didn't want to give Craddock a lesson?
Well, it's not important.
It's important to me.
Okay, Jonathan. Guy stiffed me a few times.
You're kidding.
And I'm not the only one. Other members with cards. A lot of people are holding his IOUs. As a matter of fact, the club threatened to throw him out for back dues.
Yeah, but the Craddocks are very wealthy people.
But when you've got the talent he's got for blowing dough, rich is never rich enough.
Ah, there you are.
Well, hi.
Jennifer, how are you?
Fine, David.
You know, we ought to be going if we're going to meet the Harveys. Will you excuse us, Jennifer?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Have a nice time.
And I'll call you later. Thank you.
Hello, darling.
Hi. Well, what do you think of that?
No comment.
You know, I really have to thank you
For what?
for being my friend.
Well, it hasn't exactly been difficult. You know I've always liked you.
In spite of the family.
No, I mean really liked you.
No, I didn't know.
Well, I did. And I do. I have a couple of theater tickets, and I've been stood up. Maybe we could,
Maybe we could.
Hello? Oh, hi. Now, just a minute. No, you listen. Look, I've taken too many chances for you. It's not my fault that Hart woman was there. I didn't ask her to stay behind. Things are going to be different now, or I'm going to blow this whole thing. Well, you should have thought of that before you decided to kill him. I'll see you later.
La Scala? Antonio, come stai? Va bene. I'm just calling to check on my reservation for tonight. Good. You got that 63 on ice? Wonderful. Hey, maybe I could have Guido on my table, huh? Oh, you're a doll. Wonderful. Love you. Ciao. Relax. Don't I always bring you the people bag?
I have a feeling that we should be eating with Max tonight.
What a terrible thing to say. You should see what I've got in the oven.
By the way, Mr. H, I feel like a little after-dinner disco, so don't wait up for me. Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes.
Well, that'll give time for the wine to breathe.
Good.
You know, I've been thinking about David Craddock's finances.
I thought David was a millionaire.
Not yet. Old man Craddock has them on a limited income, if you can call $200,000 a year limited.
I don't get your train of thought. Blair killed Darryl. What does David have to do with it?
Maybe they engineered it together.
I saw the whole thing. I'm positive it was an accident.
I didn't tell you, but yesterday I saw David Craddock at the pro shop.
Oh.
He also went to Yale.
Oh.
He was wearing the same kind of class ring that Darryl wore.
Oh. Oh! My rose! Oh! Oh! Oh, it's ruined! Oh! Oh! Oh, it's ruined! Oh, it's that timer of yours.
Did you set it?
Well, of course I said it. Oh, I forgot. Oh.
Isn't it a bit well done?
Carve.
Do you like the end cut?
Yes.
I think that's it.
Good evening. Now, is that the best you can do? Little something to make amends?
You know, I really don't like your supposed familial interest in Mrs. Craddock.
You made that very clear on the phone.
I hope you haven't come up with any new plans that don't include me.
My dear. Nothing's changed. Just relax, huh? To us.
What are you going to do about her?
I haven't worked that out yet.
According to your great master plan, she should have been on trial for murder right now.
Well, your testimony wasn't very convincing.
Well, that's hardly my fault. What could I say? Mrs. Hart was right there. You didn't do much better. You let Hart get your ring.
Hey. Hey, come on. We're both in this thing together, aren't we? Hmm?
What about suicide?
Suicide?
Why not? Mrs. Craddock, the distraught widow, anguished over the accidental killing of her husband, commits suicide.
Suicide, huh? That's interesting. Tell you the truth, that very idea occurred to me, too. Something wrong, darling? Aren't you feeling well? Suicide, huh? It's an interesting notion. I like it. No, this is just too convenient. An appropriate note.
Now let me get this straight. 1 peanut butter cheeseburger, medium rare. 1 Hawaiian burger with pineapple, avocado, cashew nuts, and onions, medium.
Don't forget the pickles.
Pickle. 1 order fries, 1 order onion rings. Oh, do you want Rosie's special dressing on your burgers?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Far out. Anything else?
Well, what else do you suggest?
A bromo seltzer.
Now look, I really don't want you to feel sad because Freeway seemed to love the roast.
Oh.
Not only that, but I've had a lot of wonderful, wonderful meals prepared by your loving hands.
No, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers to you.
You know, the other day, after we finished playing tennis, Darryl said to me that he thought that Blair was really after his money.
And Blair told me that Darryl was always drunk.
Well, somewhere between is the truth.
Why don't we ask Margaret?
Margaret? Oh, yeah, she would know. Housekeepers know everything.
Of course. You know, she lives somewhere around here. We could go and see her.
How do you know that?
Well, don't you remember we were going to drive her home the night Darryl... the night of Darryl's accident?
You know, one day I'm going to have you prosecuted for withholding information.
Oh! Ah.
Here you go, Ace.
Now, that's what I call fast food.
should have called first.
You smell something?
Yes.
It's gas. Get that window. She's dead. Let's take a look around.
Darling, listen to this. Without Daryl, there's no point. Margaret and Daryl?
You think they were having an affair and Blair found out?
I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. That's an awfully expensive dress for a housekeeper. I saw that advertised last week. That's an Oscar de la Renta.
Let's take a look in the other room.
Jonathan? There are a lot of expensive clothes in her wardrobe.
Look at those. Look familiar?
Is it supposed to?
They're the same kind of little red capsules that Blair takes, except they're not.
Dextroamphetamine.
Stimulant. Quite a boost for a lady who's looking for a letdown.
Listen, if we're gonna make the theater, we gotta leave right. I guess we're not going to the theater.
Well, it's a boring play anyway.
You've seen it already.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, so have I.
I really don't think you need those anymore.
Are you suggesting that all my troubles are over?
Aren't they?
It's absolutely you and nobody else, Bob.
Well, it's lovely, Simon, but what I had in mind was something a little more, something strapless, maybe, with beading on it and a coral shade.
That's amazing, Mrs. Hart. Truly amazing.
Why?
I had that exact dress a few weeks ago, but it was sold instantly.
Oh, what a shame.
It was divine. I know you would have loved it.
No chance of getting another one?
Well, they're all one of a kind. Unique, original, unreproduced.
But you could reproduce another one for us, couldn't you?
Well, if you promise not to tell.
What would a dress like that cost?
Between $3,000, $4,000, depending on the fabric. Oh, yes. Haute couture is very haute these days.
Who was the lucky lady to get it?
I believe it was Craddock?
Blair Craddock?
No, the purchaser was Mr. Craddock.
Oh, I didn't think that was Daryl's look.
Mr. David Craddock.
David Craddock.
Well, I hope I haven't given away any family secrets.
This is everything. I haven't looked at it since the police returned it.
Thanks.
I still can't believe Margaret's suicide. It just doesn't go with that staid British personality.
Blair, Jonathan and I aren't convinced it really was a suicide.
What?
Darling.
What year did Daryl graduate from Yale?
Graduate? 60. It was 1960. We were married exactly 5 years later.
That isn't Daryl's ring.
Of course it is. It was taken off his body.
No, it isn't. It's the one that I accidentally pulled off of David Craddock's hand the night he pretended to be the Prowler. I gave that ring to the police when I saw that Daryl's ring was missing.
David was the Prowler?
You see, I left Margaret alone with the body when I went to call the police.
That's when she took the ring. I think we'll find out that the one that David is wearing now really belongs to Daryl. Do you know what's in those capsules you're always taking?
Just a mild tranquilizer. The doctor prescribed it for my nerves.
Margaret filled that prescription for you, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
She substituted amphetamines to keep a very nervous lady very nervous.
Are you saying David arranged all this?
David and Margaret. How else could he get control?
You know, for the first time in my life, I think I really could kill someone.
Hello? I'm Blair, darling. How are you?
David, something very strange has happened.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I was looking through Daryl's things. And his ring, his graduation ring. Well, it's not his.
Well, that is odd, isn't it? Have you mentioned it to anyone else?
No. Should I call the police?
No, probably not necessary.
I'm scared. You know how I hate being alone. Could you...
I'll be right over.
Blair? Blair, where are you?
Darling, it's David.
Hello, David.
You see, the door was open, so I just, Would you mind putting the gun down?
Why? Are you afraid I might shoot you accidentally?
Well, I understand you. You're very nervous.
Do you? Why is that?
Well, this has been a terrible time for you.
David, I know all about it. I know all about you and Margaret. I may not be able to prove it, but then again, I won't have to.
What are you talking about?
You're a prowler, David, and I'm going to kill you. Why not? I did it before.
Please, please, Blair, you don't know what you're doing. Listen to me. Listen to me. I did it for us. And it worked. Margaret was never important to me. She was dispensable. You need me. Together we could have the entire Craddock fortune. You'll never get away with this.
Really? You proved to me that I could.
I'm truly sorry that it had to come to this.
That's one for the class of '63.
Hey, not bad for an aspiring actress.
Thank you.
Darling, how much longer? I'm starving.
I'm going as fast as I can. Just a few minutes more.
Nice of Mrs. H to do the cooking tonight.
Yeah, well, we had a little disaster the other night, Max. So I think she's trying to redeem herself. No matter what she cooks up now, you make a big fuss, okay?
Sure.
Need any help, darling?
No, it's all under control.
I think I'll put the Bentley to bed.
Oh, that's a good idea, Max.
You want fast food? I'll give you fast food, Ace. Coming right at you.
Max,
Yes, Mr. H?
you better roll out the Bentley. I think we'll be eating out tonight.